This is the part of the Whoop story that made the internet stop scrolling. Bennett starts a public challenge. Reverse engineer the Whoop 5.0 to work without a subscription in 24 hours. 23 and a half hours later, he posts an app screenshot and a public repo. That is the headline. But the better story is not, cancel your Whoop today. The better story is, what did he actually build? What is only promised? And why did a rough developer proof of concept hit a nerve with so many wearable users? The source chain is clean. The first post says he is starting with a Whoop 5.0 device and trying to make it work without the official subscription flow. The follow-up says there is now an app, it tracks activities and sleep, and it claims support for heart rate, SpO2, HRV, temperature, motion, and more. Then the important post arrives. This is not a drop-in app for Whoop. It is pre-alpha. It is for developers to play with. And the repo is public at Bennett/Goose. The repo is not just a screenshot. The README calls it Goose, a local companion for Whoop 5.0. It says the iOS app connects to Whoop 5.0 bands, routes packet data through a Rust core, then turns that local data into health, recovery, sleep, strain, stress, cardio, energy, coach, and debug views. In the clone, there is real Swift app code, core Bluetooth code, a JSON over C bridge, Rust fixtures, tests, docs, and an Xcode project. That does not prove accuracy, but it does prove this is more than a fake landing page. The file map matters because this is where hype normally falls apart. A repo can say anything in a README, but this one has app surfaces, Bluetooth ownership, health data stores, packet input reports, Rust algorithm comparisons, and validation tests. That is the difference between a viral claim and a source you can actually inspect. The reason this spread is obvious. Whoop is a screenless tracker, but the product is built around membership. The official membership page shows annual plans starting at $199, $239, and $359. That pricing is the emotional hook. A local app that can read hardware data, even in a rough state, feels like a challenge to the idea that the data from a device on your body should disappear behind a subscription gate forever. Android Authority picked up the same angle within hours, which is another signal that this is not only a developer novelty. People understand the pain immediately. You bought the wearable, it sits on your body, but the value still depends on a recurring plan. The source images show the shape of the product. Goose has a home view with a connected device, battery, local data, sleep, strain, recovery, stress, and quick actions. The README Hero shows multiple iPhone screens with a Whoop connection, today's stats, sleep data, recovery, stress, and a local debug style. The app appears designed around the same daily health language Whoop users already understand, but with a local-first architecture underneath. That is the strongest proof angle, not that it is polished, but that the interaction model is visible. The current screenshots are not enough to judge whether the numbers are medically useful, and they should not be treated that way. They are useful for a different reason. They show Bennett is aiming for a complete daily companion, not just a raw Bluetooth packet viewer. Now the caveats. I could not hardware test it here because there is no Whoop 5.0 device connected. The README says the build is not ready for tracking personal health data. It targets Whoop 5.0 only. Other generations are not supported. It requires Xcode, iOS signing, Rust, Cargo, and iOS Rust targets. It also says the app will lag considerably. So the honest verdict is not, this replaces Whoop today. The honest verdict is, this is a serious early prototype that makes the subscription question harder to ignore. The GitHub API also did not show a license at the time I checked, so even the phrase open source needs care. The code is public and Bennett calls it open source in the post, but reuse rights depend on the actual license state. There is also a trust line to keep straight. The author says the repo contains no code or API created, owned, or licensed by Whoop. The README says Goose is independent, not affiliated with Whoop, and communicates with Whoop 5.0 bands over Bluetooth using services and data exposed by the device. That matters because the story should not be framed as a paywall bypass tutorial. It is a local companion app experiment. Interesting, maybe risky, and definitely early, but not something to present as an official Whoop product. My read is simple. Goose is worth watching because it turns a common subscription frustration into working code in less than a day. It is also not consumer-ready, not accuracy-proven, and not something most people should build tonight unless they are already comfortable with Xcode and Rust. If the public beta lands, the question becomes much more interesting, not whether every Whoop feature can be cloned, but how much health hardware data should users be able to access locally without asking a cloud subscription for permission. That is the video-worthy part. The project may never become a polished consumer app, or Whoop may respond long before then. But it already forced the right question into public view. When hardware is on your wrist 24 hours a day, how much of that local data should be locked behind a membership screen?